Hi, beautiful people. So today I am here to talk about Life Path 5, which is my number, so I hold this very close to my heart. So if you don't know your number, please go to my previous video, how to calculate your life path number, or of those you love. It takes 2 minutes, super quick. So Life Path 5. Fives are the rolling stones of all the numbers. So, and as I said in my previous videos, there's 3 groups of numbers. There's the mind numbers, which are 1, 5, and 7. There's the creative numbers, which are 3, 6, and 9. And then there's the business numbers, which are 2, 4, and 8. When you meet someone from your group, it's an automatic connection. You just get each other, okay? So, 5s make the best dependents and also the best escape artists and the best explorers. So both ends of the spectrum. So the 5 life paths, their life's lesson and themes I should say, are constructive freedom, change, adventure, and discipline. So to succinctly sum that up, 5s are striving for freedom, and they can get all that freedom externally if they choose, but as life goes on and as they get older, they realize that the true freedom is within. Okay, so once because they're such adventurers and they love change and variety, you know, they flip from thing to thing, from adventure to adventure, from relationship to relationship, from city to city, and once they calm down and they decide to choose one thing or several things, but they have discipline and focus, that's where they get their inner freedom, which is the ultimate freedom. Okay? So positive traits and attributes: versatile, very active, very clever, delightful companions, because 5s are the celebrators of life, so they're a delight to be around. Enthusiastic, forever young, for the eternal youths. Passionate, givers, compassionate, and always curious about everything. Negatives, scattered, completely burning candles at both ends. Oh my God, I can't miss this, I can't miss this. They have YOLO, beyond YOLO, okay? You only live once, YOLO. So overwhelmed, they can be overwhelmed, adrenal exhaustion from going from thing to thing, place to place, always on the run, always moving. They can be restless, they can be erratic, very overindulgent, as I said, the best escape artists. They can be frustrated, and if they're not living a drama, they'll create a drama in their life. They'll create some sort of soap opera. They can be complainers, and I'll talk about that later. Resentful, I'll talk about that. So sometimes 5s can really feel like the victims in life. Oh, I'm such a victim. Woe is me. Look at my life. So it's until they realize that they volunteered for whatever situation they're in, okay? They volunteered for growth and for learning. And when they realize they're not a victim, but they're a volunteer, then they can volunteer to leave the situation and move on and realize that they've learned everything that they set themselves up to learn, right? They're just a volunteer, not a victim. They can be very fearful, and they can be manipulative, okay? So some great careers for 5s. The rock stars, hey! 5s are the rock stars. Let's see, Alison Mosshart, one of my favorites from The Kills. She's a 5, and she's a 32-5, just like me. Let's see, anything to do with travel. If they do, anything to do with travel, 5s will love. So anything in the travel industry. They make the greatest entrepreneurs because they don't obviously like routine. They don't like 9 to 5s. They don't like authority. They like to be in charge. Any type of entertainers, and also they're great at sales. So one thing that 5s are not good with is money, okay? five money, you know, fives with money, they just, you know, money can run through their fingers, or, you know, because with fives, they don't really care about the money. It's all about the experience. As long as they have a depth of experience, they'll choose experience over money any day. So fives will always thrive if they have some sort of money manager. Okay. Often fives are clairvoyant. Fives have such a vivid visual imagination that they can just see things. They see things more than others. Pictures, images. And once they learn to develop that and use their own intuition, it really can serve them well. Fives have unlimited opportunities, and unlimited talents. Fives are talented at pretty much everything that they set their mind to. Okay, jack of all trades. And I want to explain how fives can be the best dependents. And that's when, especially early in life, fives don't want to take responsibility for themselves. So they become overly dependent on others, right? And that's when they become resentful. That's when they start complaining about their life. And that's when they have the victim mentality, oh, woe is me. Because they don't want to take responsibility for their lives and realize that they can become independent and have the most freedom that they've ever wanted. So fives teeter-totter, especially earlier in life, from being overly dependent and overly independent, where they don't depend on others for anything. So they need to find that happy balance. And then they won't be resentful, and they won't be complaining, and they won't have the victim mentality because they've taken responsibility for their lives. So it's best if fives actually pick a talent or two talents and actually go deep into the talents. Because if they just do a little bit and don't master any talents or skills, they don't get really anywhere. So they really need to focus and discipline to really delve deep and have self-mastery over a few things. So fives are all about the senses. Love to see, such a vivid imagination, and feel and touch and smell. Like they're all about the senses, all about the senses. And they have to be careful not to lose themselves in physical desires like food, like sex, like drugs, like alcohol, because they are the escape artists and they love physical pleasures. So they just have to keep a watch on it, keep a watch on it. And fives have a renaissance energy, like you just feel that energy bubbling when you're around someone like a vibrant five. So usually fives shun responsibilities and commitments, especially earlier in life. It's like they want freedom to go do everything they want to do. And that's all good and well, but eventually, you know, they need to have some responsibilities and some commitment. So usually fives don't settle down with a partner until later in life. And, you know, like for me, I love animals, but right now I don't want the responsibility of having cats, because that's what I would have, or maybe a husky, but cats most likely. I don't want that responsibility right now, so I'm not doing it. So usually the less responsibilities, the better, or so they think in their mind, but usually they want that freedom. They don't want to be tied down. So say for like kids, like I never wanted to bear any children. Like that wasn't part of my path. I never wanted, you know, to take on, you know, that huge, like the biggest responsibility of all time. So I chose in my life not to bear children. So they're also the celebrators of life. Everything's a celebration. Oh my God, the sun is shining. You know, I woke up today, let's celebrate. Like, listen to that beautiful song. Oh my God, like everything's a celebration. They're also the risk takers. We love taking risks, you know. And some people, if they're on the other end of the spectrum of fives, they're very fearful of taking risks. But mostly fives love taking risks. They love to gamble, and maybe actually gambling, but they just love to take risks in general. And that's where they thrive, is taking risks and knowing that it most likely is going to pay off. Like I said, so many talents, so many talents. They are the jack of all trades, you know. So many talents, so many opportunities. it can be overwhelming. Ariel, you might be overwhelmed listening to me, but it can be overwhelming for us. We burn the candles at both ends, so we have to discipline, focus. So as I just said, discipline plus focus plus goals or priorities equals winning. So when fives realize, that they can get that inner freedom, but it takes discipline and focus, but that's where it starts, is inner freedom and then external freedom. Fives have very agile hands and nimble fingers. They love to do things with their hands, play instruments, like I cook, fix things, like they love to work with their hands. So yes, to reiterate, fives, the rolling stones of all the numbers, they have usually an abundant amount of freedom. So they have to hone that in and use their freedom constructively, because they can easily use that freedom destructively, but they need to learn to use that freedom constructively, and they do that through discipline and focus. And they can still have their adventures and their variety and their opportunities, but they need to add in the discipline and the focus, and then they have the ultimate freedom, the ultimate happiness, and the ultimate abundance. Fives, pretty freaking cool. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for watching, and I so appreciate your support. Please subscribe if you haven't. Please share with your friends who might be interested in this. Please comment below. I would love to hear what you guys think, and I look forward to speaking with you soon. All right, bye guys.